Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my third battle, week 3 of the Screw My Draft League, the SMD. Yes indeed. Now, last week we did suffer our first loss, a very unfortunate one, in a really fun, fantastic game against George Septile MC. And so, we're 1-1, which is good. We are looking to get back on track with another win here to take us to 2-1. That would be absolutely grand. And our opponent this week is none other than Nacho and his team, the Texas Savage Tauros. Now, as we all know, everyone's got a weakness in this league, and Nacho's sort of big weakness, well, he's got two, kind of, really. Those being knockoff and the fact that he has Love Disc. I'll take you through his team real quick. He has got the aforementioned Love Disc, Mega Pidgeot, Hooper, Rhyperior, Haunter, Vigoroth, Golbat, Doublade, Gengar, and Kadabra. So, as you can see, yeah, a lot of knockoff weaknesses there. Hooper, Haunter, Doublade, Gengar, Kadabra, they're all weak to it anyway. Some of them can use Eviolite, as can Vigoroth and Golbat. Without those Eviolites, those two aren't as bulky as they might like to be. Mega Pidgeot is an interesting one. I guess people were looking to give him an Electro weakness early on with Love Disc, but yeah, then we sort of picked up on the whole Eviolites knockoff thing. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one, I think. I'll take you through the team I decided to bring real quick. We've got Persian here. This is going to be a Life Orb set with Technician, Timid Nature, Nasty Plot, Water Pulse, Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Dark. You know, his knockoff weakness is also a Dark weakness, so I went with Hidden Power Dark because it gets boosted by Technician up to base 90. Same thing for Water Pulse, that's mainly there for the Rhyperior. In fact, it's almost exclusively there for the Rhyperior. Thunderbolt, that'll hit pretty much everything else that the other two moves don't, so Love Disc, Mega Pidgeot, and the Golbat, they're all getting hit by Thunderbolt. So yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Persian could put in some work if I get Nasty Plot up. Then we have Ellie the Beautifly, a Focus Sash set this time. Last time I bought Scarf Defog. This time, I was about to say we're going to go with a more normal set, but we're not. We've got Sash, Quiver Dance, Timid Nature, with Shadow Ball, Giga Drain, and Hidden Power Electric. No stab once again. Similar reason for running all the moves that I've got on Persian. You know, Ghost does a very similar thing to Dark against Nacho's team. Giga Drain there exclusively for the Rhyperior, Hidden Power Electric for those electric weaknesses. It's very self-explanatory, it do what it do. Then we have Sneasel. El Sneasel is here, another Focus Sash set. Jolly, Max Attack, Max Speed. We got Knockoff, Icicle Crash, Low Kick, and Sword Stance. This is probably going to be like a dedicated lead for me. It matches up very well against most of his team. I can knock off on pretty much anything, I can take any hit with the Sash. Icicle Crash, you know, his team isn't the most, you know, bulky. Low Kick is, again, mostly there for the Rhyperior, but it won't be doing too much unless I can get a Sword Stance up, in which case we could be in business. And it's got Pickpocket as well, you know, just in case I can grab an item. Job be good. Then we have Pangoro. We have an Assault Vest Pangoro here with a sassy nature. Very sassy. Max HP, 96 attack, 160 in special defense. Drain Punch, Knockoff, Ice Punch, and Surf. I didn't know it got Surf, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, we're going to nail this Rhyperior with the Surf. It's going to be beautiful. The EVs. I'm quite proud of this. This will allow me to live a Timid Life Orb Dazzling Gleam from Gengar and hit back with a knockoff, which I'm really proud of. I'm very proud of the fact that I've got that that possibility to live that Gengar hit, which, you know, could be fun. If he brings the Gengar or the Haunter, I'm expecting Dazzling Gleam. They just hit harder than Focus Blast or Hidden Power Fighting. Same thing for the Kadabra with Hidden Power Fighting. I'd expect Dazzling Gleam over it. But yeah, that's Pangoro. You know, it hits hard, it's a Pangoro. What you gonna do? Then we have Porygon 2 Sharduck. We've got a fully specially defensive spread here with Calm Nature, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Toxic, and Recover. Same thing once again, you know, Shadow Ball hits a lot of his team. Ice Beam hits the Rhyperior and the Flying types, which is very nice. And we've got Toxic on there to whittle things down. We've got Recover because Recover. This will be pretty much the only thing I have that can take a hit from the Mega Pidgeot if he wants to bring it. And indeed, a lot of his attackers are special. You've got the Mega Pidgeot, the Haunter, the Gengar, the Kadabra. Love Disc, of course, is a powerful threat. We all know it. But yeah, that's P2 looking to try and tank some hits and do some big damage. It doesn't need investment to be powerful. I've got Trace. I'm not really sure why, but we do. Final one, another meme here. We've got the first appearance of Audino the Radar. Audino given to us, of course, by Under the Radar. We have a Choppleberry set here. Adamant Nature, max HP, max attack, with 0 IVs and speed. We've got Trick Room, Knock Off, Power Up Punch, and Ice Punch. Because memes. You know, Knock Off, once again, hits his things. Ice Punch hits some other things. Yeah, I'm hoping that Audino can do some work. It'd be quite fun to get a Power Up Punch Trick Room sweep going with Audino. But yeah, that's pretty much the team. As you can see from the screen, Nacho decided to bring Kadabra, Mega Pidgeot, Rhyperior, Doublade, the Vigoroth, and the Golbat. So yeah, a lot of propensity, possibility for knockoff shenanigans. I'm going to be leading with Sneasel. It matches up very well against most of what he's got, and I can take anyone hit. So without further ado, let's get right into the bout, see how things play out. So I do lead with my my Sneasel as he leads with the Doublade. I'm going to go for the knockoff straight off the bat. It does absolutely nothing, but I get rid of the Violite. He is going to go for the Sacred Sword here and bring me down to Masash. But I have a P2 who's going to switch in here and take any hit because it's a P2. I Trace No Guard, useless. He's going to go for the Iron Head, which does absolutely pitiful damage, and I'm just going to outspeed and go for Shadow Ball and kill it. So turn 3, first KO of the season for Shardock. In comes the Vigoroth, and I completely forget that this thing gets taunt, so he taunts me and I unfortunately can't go for my Toxic, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to switch out here. I'm going to go into my Pangoro as he just goes for a Low Kick, which does a lot of damage. I'm not happy about that. But he is going to switch out here, fearing the knockoff and going to Golbat or the fighting move. I go for the knockoff, get rid of the Violite on the Golbat, and completely forget I have no speed investment. He Brave Birds me into oblivion. So Golbat gets a KO, down goes Pangoro. But of course, I'm just going to bring in P2. No subs for you, I have an Infiltrator. He is going to go for the Roost. He of course outspeeds me, so my Ice Beam is not going to be doing an inordinate amount of damage to this guy. He is here going to switch out, go into his Vigoroth, as I do just make the safe play and keep going for Ice Beam, which does nothing to this Vigoroth. Now I don't particularly want to stay in. I'm going to go into Sneasel, knowing he's probably not going to attack. He actually goes for Bulk Up, which is interesting. I'm going to go for Knock Off, finally get rid of this thing, the Violite, which is going to help in the long run, as he just goes for a Slack Off to get himself back to max. I'm going to go for Icicle Crash here. I'm happy letting Sneasel go. It's done a decent amount of work. He goes for Low Kick, and he does in fact take me out. But it's fine. I'm going to go into my Beautifly here, because I know his only attacking move is Low Kick now. I go for Quiver Dance, as he just goes for a Taunt, a turn too late. I know this thing can't touch me, so he's going to switch out. And he's going to go into Golbat as I go for a Giga Drain, which does absolutely nothing, but he has no Violite, I'm +1. Hidden Power Electric will take out the Golbat, and that's a KO for Beautifly. But in comes the Kadabra. Unbeknownst to him, I have Shadow Ball, but he is sashed, which is unfortunate. I did kind of expect it, as he goes for Encore. So I'm locked into Shadow Ball. I am going to switch out here, fearing the switch into either of his normal types. I go into Audino, as he goes for a Psychic and just crits me, which is unfortunate. But I know I can take another one, and what I'm going to do here is set up the Trick Room. So Audino looking to go in. I go for the Power Up Punch, take out the Kadabra and get +1. So fantastic. Audino looking good. In comes Rhyperior. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch. He has a Yorkshire Berry and this does pathetic damage, as he goes for the Earthquake and just destroys my face. So that's unfortunate. But in comes Beautifly. I am sashed. I can take any hit. He's going to go for the Ice Punch here, bring me down to my Sash. I don't get frozen. I go for Giga Drain and down goes the Driller, and that's a second KO for Ellie the Beautifly. Now in comes Pidgeot. I can outspeed in the Trick Room because he's naturally very quick, so I am going to get off a last gasp Hidden Power Electric, do good damage. He's going to go for the Hurricane, and of course that is going to be Ellie down, but a great showing from Beautifly in this game. So, Twisted Dimension turns to normal, it's 2v2, Porygon 2 can take this guy on for days and days and days. He's going to go for the U-turn and go into his Vigoroth, but at this point I am just going to go for the Ice Beam. I get a crit, which is nice, but I've put him into the range where he has to slack off, which means I can get a Toxic off. Now I know this thing doesn't have rest, so he is now basically on a timer. But I have to switch out. I need Shardock for the Pidgeot, because it outspeeds my Persian. So I go into Persian. Low kick is a 2-hit KO. Sorry, a 3-hit KO. So I'm going to go for a nasty plot, just to try and do as much damage as possible with 1 hit. I live the incoming low kick, which is absolutely grand, and I'm going to be able to fire off a +2 Thunderbolt, which just doesn't kill. Because Persian is pathetic. He's going to take me out with a low kick, but he himself is going to go down to the Toxic, so a Vicarious kill there for P2. So now, 1v1. In comes the Pidgeot, in comes the P2. I trace No God, which is useless. Now he's going to go for the Hurricane, he's going to land it, but P2 tanks it like a champion, goes for the Ice Beam, takes out the Pidgeot, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the game. So, a really fantastically fun game. I had so much fun with this game, it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Memes flying around all over the place, some of my underrated threats like Beautifly putting in the finest of work, and Charlotte the P2 finally living up to expectations, which was absolutely fantastic. It was great to see that. I forget who I'm up against next week. I'll have to check that out if I can. Bear with me. I'm going to see if I can check it out. We'll cut back. Right, we're back. So, next week, we take on Kino, FC Eviton, which is going to be a fun one. I haven't actually played him before. I was due to play him in the PPL last season, but unfortunately he wasn't around for our game, so I had to play Lars instead. So it's going to be fun to play against Kino. But yeah. Pretty short video, pretty short battle, but that's pretty much going to wrap things up. So thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Links down in the description to Nacho, whatever links he has will be down there. I'm not sure if he YouTubes, I think he does. But his links, whatever he has, will be down in the description. Make sure you head on down to those and check him out. But yes, as I say, next week we'll be playing Kino. Oh, before I forget, what you may have known is that initially this was going to be a sort of 5-week thing, we're divided into divisions, but because everyone's having so much fun with it and everyone wants to play everyone, we've decided everyone's going to play everyone. So instead of being a 5-week thing, it's going to be a 9-week thing, where we get to play everybody, which is fantastic. It means I get to play the likes of McCarty, get to play John, which is going to be fun, and all the others who I wouldn't normally have got to play. Bob, I think I never would have got to play, which is going to be fantastic. It's always going to be good to take on Zargzy. And someone else whose name escapes me, and I feel terrible about it. We'll get there in the end. But yeah, that's going to wrap things up from me. So as I say, my final thank you to you all for watching, and I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.